So obviously we all know that Assassin's Creed Shadows has been getting some crazy hate from the community, but I think things have actually crossed the line at this point. And just twisting the words of developers and the people that worked on this game and making it seem like, the game is actually completely bad and whatnot. But one of the articles that comes from Insider Gaming, and I don't know for whatever reason, Insider Gaming, they're a pretty good source when it comes to like giving us latest updates and insider informations about all the video games. But for the very first time, this is the first time I actually came across this article that kind of just gave me this feeling of like where they're targeting Ubisoft for some reason, because there's a lot of hate going on and they now just want to jump into the bandwagon and just keep spreading hate about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know there are some flaws for this game, but at this point it just seems like a lot of people are just blindly focusing at targeting Ubisoft and talking shit about them. There is a lot of hate that is trending for this whole topic of Assassin's Creed Shadows. But now in this new article it says that half of Assassin's Creed Shadows developers have never built a game before, which actually in fact is very true. And apparently from the article which comes from Insider Gaming, they actually reported that half of Assassin's Creed Shadows devs have never built a game before. And they even went further to say that we have witnessed a lot of turmoil surrounding the development of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, one of the things that I've noticed from the pandemic is that we have a lot of juniors in our teams, and probably half of the team that's building Assassin's Creed is building a game for the very first time. And what's funny is that this article actually got taken down, and they did it when a lot of people actually started hating on Insider Gaming for, falsely reporting or twisting the words of developers that are working at Assassin's Creed Shadows as of now. And apparently the editor's note states that the article originally used a report from the Outer Haven that claimed that the company considers Shadows the weakest entry in the series. That has been removed due to no evidence of that being said or reported, and we apologize for the oversight and will ensure that it does not happen again. Now, the quote regards junior developers remains as that is accurate. Now, basically what happened is that Insider Gaming, they kind of just jumped into this hate wagon and they thought that it was going to be cool in order to just spread hate, talk about stuff that was not really happening with Ubisoft, and they basically just spread this hate where they said that, people who never worked on any video game projects before, they are now working at Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that's probably why the game sucks and whatnot. And a lot of people kind of, picked up on this article and they kind of just realized that it's just pure hate. It's not something that's even valid anymore. It's like they're literally just hating on this game straight up, and there is nothing to back it up. And it just seems like it's all about the bandwagon. And just because something is trending right now, the gaming industry, which is to hate Ubisoft and of course hate Assassin's Creed games. And it seems like most of the news articles and editors and YouTubers are just picking up on that stuff and simply just hating on this game for no freaking reason. Now, of course, we understand that Yasuke is black and he's going to be slaying a lot of Japanese samurai in Japan, and of course that's unfair, yes, but that thing's old news now, right? Everybody knows it's happening and people have now kind of accepted, and some people who are not happy with it, they're not going to be playing the game. But it seems like the hate wagon at this point is just getting way too far, and some people are just simply targeting Ubisoft to a point where it just becomes nonsensical. If we go down to the replies, we actually got some pretty interesting ones. The first one comes from PlayStation Game Size, where he states, "So congrats to all of those guys who are newcomers, of course, because they have bright future as far as what Assassin's Creed Shadows looks like, because the game actually looks awesome." And to be honest, that is very true, because whatever gameplay that we've seen right now, like the recent gameplay, like the updated version, like the completely updated, polished version after the game got delayed, it looks so freaking good. I've never seen any Assassin's Creed games that looks as good as Assassin's Creed Shadows at this point. So I'm kind of very excited to see what these new developers in the town are having up their sleeve, because it seems like they have a lot more to showcase. And Luke Steffen, who is also another YouTuber, and he apparently has a lot of things to say, pretty much like all of his 40 minutes long videos where he just sits and talks about stuff for like straight up 1 hour long, dude. So he's apparently got like a full-on article written over here about whatever this article states. And according to Luke, it seems like this article intentionally takes him out of context and or makes something up for the second claim, which is actually pretty true, to be honest. because it definitely seems like Mark Alexis Cortez did not intentionally say that the game is being developed by someone that has absolutely no experience or whatsoever. But according to Mark Alexis, the game's internal evaluation isn't promising either. Now, the team behind Shadows considers that this entry to be the weakest in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. Now, this is definitely not what Mark Alexis said, but apparently, Insider Gaming, they kind of just wanted to target this as like the talking point, where they just stuck onto this one phrase where they used it like the weakest in the entry of Assassin's Creed franchise. Like, obviously, why would Mark Alexis Cortez even shit about his own game? Like, he's the guy who's actually in charge of Assassin's Creed games, and he's currently even taking charge of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And why would anyone that's working on their own game shit on their own game by saying that it's not up to the mark and it's like one of the weakest Assassin's Creed games of all time, just because we have like completely newcomers who have never worked on any Assassin's Creed games before, and it's completely new and it's completely done by a team who has no idea what to even do. Like, that's one of the most stupidest articles that you could write, and I think they've pretty much just done it inside our gaming. Congrats to you guys. Had some really high hopes from you guys, and for the very first time I see that they're giving us some fake news, and a lot of people actually picked up on this stuff. Now, Luke here states that if this claim is being made based on some other insider information or leaked emails or something, that should be stated, but it seems like it's a baseless claim built on an out of context quote from this talk, which is literally fake news. Now, I understand that it's fun to bash Ubisoft, perhaps more than most, but this is just dishonest or lazy or both. I normally like Insider Gaming, but this is embarrassing. Tom Anderson, am I missing something here? Is there an additional leak or something to justify this claim? Well, for the very first time, I couldn't agree more with Luke Steffens here, because he actually made some pretty good point, honestly. And it seems like, although we kind of, like bashing Ubisoft here and there because they're like one of those companies who are just in for bashing, they always try to do something new and it turns out to be bad, and people just love to hate at Ubisoft, and it always happens for some reason. And now I'm just finally seeing people taking stand for Ubisoft, and after the new gameplay that they've showcased, I think maybe that could have been the reason as to why, there's a change of hearts and a lot of people are now finally supporting Ubisoft, because the gameplay was actually looking pretty cool. And yeah, man, perhaps we're very close to the launch of this game, and hopefully it turns out to be great. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, whatever you guys have to say, whatever your thoughts are. Just let your thoughts flow in the comments. It's definitely going to be appreciated. I would love to go ahead and read them, reply to as many of you guys as I possibly can. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please smack a like. It really goes a long way for me as creator, as well as for all of the videos. And with that being said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.